You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing on Let's Talk Sunday? This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And to you newcomers out there, I just want to welcome you and thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Chronicles of Living is a podcast show that I just keep it real. You know, I know some people out there don't agree. You know, I have some episodes where some people might think I'm being a little ghetto, and then every now and then I get a little serious. So you just never know the mood with me because I have lived all different aspects of the fence, I believe. So I just go the way my spirit moves, and I just talk about stuff that we go through on a daily basis, you know, living this life and pursuing our dreams, our visions, and our goals, and the things that we need to confront ourselves about, and how can we move through different things and jump over different hurdles that's placed before us. So I just keep it real. I'm transparent about my life, and I talk about things that's happened maybe to me or to close ones, loved ones, or whatever, in hopes that this message will always resonate with you in some type of way and help you along on your journey. Okay, so that's what we're all about here, or that's what I'm all about here. And whenever I have guests, that's what it's all about. So I just want to thank you guys for always, for those who just keep coming back, my visionary dreamers out there. Thank you so much for always tuning in, sharing the show. I just want to give shout outs to the world because the show is really worldwide. I look at the stats and it's like unbelievable. So I really, really thank you guys. It's so encouraging to me, and it helps me to keep coming on here and giving encouragement back. So without further ado, today's topic is: people don't have to like you for you to love yourself. Let me say that again. People don't have to like you. They don't have to like you for you to love yourself. I believe that this is what probably, I hate to say it, probably like is the problem with 80% of the world. You know, we want people to like us. We want people to love us. We think that people liking us and loving us is what make us sometimes, until we get to that point in our life that we realize that, you know, all you need is God and yourself at the end of the day. I mean, of course, yes, you want family, you want friends and all of that. But what I'm saying to you is that we all get to a point in our lives that we have to know that our value and our worth is worth more than compromising who we are for people, whichever way that may be. I don't know who the word is for, but this is the topic that just came. So yeah, you know, you have to get to a point in your life that you realize that, you know, the world, the life is much bigger than a person or a group of people. We're living in a whole world out here with many people, with your tribe just somewhere in this world. And it's just meant for you to learn how to love yourself so that you can start attracting your true tribe. And that's what happens, so that God can eclipse away. And I say eclipse because last month we had an eclipse moon. Was it last month or the month before? But a lot of stuff has been eclipsed out of my life in these last couple months, you know. And if you've been following the show, you know that I moved again. I was really working hard on fighting it, but it's just my life, you know. And I believe that, you know, God is just like I said. I'm different areas, different places for certain people, certain reasons. But when I look at my life, I have grown so much from each level. Each time I'm reaching a different level. I guess it's just time for me to move. I guess it's just time for God to show me that, there are going to be some people that cross my path that's not going to roll with me, that's not going to, go the course with me. And there are some people along my path that will. And you have to be willing to accept and not, that. So I say people don't have to like you for you to love yourself, because when we live by people's feelings and views and opinions and suggestions about us, on us, especially if it's people that we know don't have our best interests at heart. And if we are honest with ourselves, guys, we know deep down inside who really don't have our best interests at heart. Sometimes we can we just want to believe it so much that we just live in this fantasy world, and we tell ourselves, well, no, they really do mean good. They like me. And all along, that person is being disrespectful to you, treat you like shit, and just, not honoring who you are, not honoring your worth, your value. But yet you still want to convince yourself that, the person likes you, or the group of people are good for you. But yet things are happening that makes you uneasy about yourself. And that's how you can tell when it's time for you to learn how to love yourself just a little bit more, And some of us don't love ourselves at all, but we don't think about it. I mean, what is truly loving yourself? Do you even know? Do you even know if you love yourself? And I believe that that's a tough question for a lot of folk out there, no matter how old you are. Have you ever just sat and just thought about, do I really love myself? If I'm doing this for this person, and I know this person has not maybe showed up for me or treated me the way I feel out of respect, or the way I know I deserve to be treated, why am I still putting up with it? What is it about me that I need to look inside within me that I need to fix? Because at the end of the day, we all need a little fixing, even me. I'm constantly working on myself. I'm constantly reviewing certain conversations I might have had with people and asking myself, because I am a talkative person, as you can see or tell, asking myself, like, did I say the right things, or were my words encouraging to that person, or did I keep it real with myself when I was talking to that person? Did I stand up for myself when I told that person that, had a conversation with that person and told them what I'm not tolerating? These are the things that we got to ask ourselves. We got to stand firm in what we want for our lives, because as I always say, and as people always say, we teach people how to treat us, and then we complain about it. That's what happens. We teach people how to treat us, whether you believe it or not. And it has to come to a point in your life that you say no more, that you love yourself more, that you say, you know what, I'm more important. Let me work on me. Let me work on me so that even if that person or those group of people, you still want them to be a part of your life, they will start seeing a new you. And they will start seeing that you are consistent at the new you. So either one or two things is going to happen. Either they are going to start reacting to the new you in a positive way, or they're going to be ghosts. They're going to be eclipsed away out of your life. Rather they do it themselves, or rather God does it. One or the other. It's going to happen. Once you start leveling up with yourself, once you start valuing who you are, once you stop creating, or let's say repeating the same cycles, the same habits that for years has not served you, for years has not allowed you to grow, has not allowed you to move forward in your life in any type of way. So some might say, well, ADionne, you have moved around a whole lot. You have had a whole lot of tower moments. You have had a whole lot of jobs and so forth and so forth. But one thing I could say is this: I'm loving myself through the process. There was a point that I didn't love myself enough, and I worried about other people loving me, and I put my happiness and my joy on other people. I gave other people that responsibility to make me happy, to fill me up with joy. I gave other people that responsibility. But you know what? That's so wrong. Because for one, it's like, if you give other people that responsibility, that means that you are giving other people your power. That means that if that person comes in with a bad mood or comes around you with a bad mood, now what? You in a bad mood? So you gonna move the way they move? That's not how life goes. That's not why we're here. We're individuals, and we were born individually for a reason. And once you grasp that, then that's how you will learn how to love yourself and how to discover things for yourself, how to go at it alone until your true tribe comes along, until the people who are truly for you and truly love you and truly have your back, not because of what you can do for them, not because you make them happy or not because you bring them joy, and they might be putting that responsibility on you, but because you're you, because they just love you with all your flaws, because we all have flaws. No one is perfect. I'm sorry to tell y'all, I'm sorry to bust your little bubble. No one is perfect. I truly make mistakes day after day, and I always reflect, and I've learned how to look in the mirror at myself and question myself. And if I feel like I might have maybe had a conversation, maybe said too much, or maybe, I don't know, maybe judge someone. I work hard at not judging people, but it happens unconsciously. It's just by nature. So I always come back and say, you know what? God, forgive me for that. I shouldn't have said that. But you know what? I'm learning. I'm growing. Because I acknowledge that I said something that I shouldn't have said to that person. I acknowledge that maybe I shouldn't have gave my opinion. I acknowledge that maybe I shouldn't have gave that suggestion, or maybe, you just got to acknowledge it and let it go. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be shameful. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't, just let it go and acknowledge the fact that you caught yourself. Because at the point that you catch yourself, that means that you are growing. That means that you want to be better. That means that you are working hard to do better. That's what that means. Now, if you continue to do the same thing, you continue to gossip about people, you continue to judge people, you continue to be so opinionated when your life is not perfect. You ain't you're not perfect, but you want to do all of this to other people, then that means you're not growing. That means that you just are not acknowledging that you don't really love yourself so much. Because see, what we do to others is what we're doing to ourselves, because karma is a mother. I'm here to tell you, karma will come back on you, whether it's good karma or bad karma. Now, some might say, okay, well, ADionne, dang, you always be having these tower moments. You got a lot of bad karma. What you do to people? No. When I look at, especially this last move, and I've looked at each and every last one of my moves, they have always taught me something very valuable about myself. Like this last one, I couldn't see it on that day, but I didn't get upset. If you've been following, I had a car accident, the 8th of last month, in which, to update y'all, they totaled my car out. So I've been without a car. Well, my car. Well, I'll say my son's car because I did buy it for him. He just don't have his license yet. But I've been without a vehicle since then. Now I have a renter car, but I'm in a position where, because I moved to a whole nother state, I'm transferring my license over, or my signing license, all of my license is over. And guess what? One of the counties that I lived in out here had a cyber attack. So therefore, that has been held up. I cannot make any extra money through Uber, and I Uber every now and then. I can't do that because I got to rent a car. Like, I'm literally just sitting here flapping in the wind. And then they finally totaled it out, and they just like, I got to keep up on them about my money. It's just crazy. But nevertheless, through it all, soon as I got here last weekend, I didn't focus on that. I didn't focus on my situation. I focused on, okay, what's next? What is next? What can I do? What can I do with my life? Because I love myself so much. And I know that this happened for my good. And now I can truly see it really did happen for my good. Because as soon as I got here, what did I do? I went to an event, went to a big conference, interviewed a lot of wonderful people. Something that I had in my journal that I said that I wanted to start taking the podcast towards is interviewing people with businesses. And I was able to get five interviews all in one day, just on a whim, 2 days after I came back to the ATL. So, and then from that, I ran into a few other people during the week, but I said I'm not going to pressure myself because I'm still wrapping up a whole lot of things, just getting situated and stuff like that. So, but I nevertheless, I have a whole lot of people to get with. God has blessed me. I was cleaning out pocketbooks, finding numbers and emails, and I was like, oh my God, I got a lot of catching up to do. But I say all of that to say, as I always say, the things that may seem so bad to us, if we really just stop and look at the situation, we will find the good in it. I was just offered the opportunity on Friday that is so wonderful. Is going with where I plan on taking my career and, the way I want my life to go, my journey, the next moves far as my journey is definitely coinciding with what I had planned. And the new moon was on that same day. I think it was like 3 a.m. on the 30th. Now, I'll start talking to y'all about the energy of the moon is real, because it was the eclipse moon, like last month or whatever. And what happened to me? All this stuff got eclipsed away to the point that I wound up having to give up my apartment. I didn't have no help to move the furniture. So I was just like, forget it. And then it would have been too much to bring it all the way to Georgia from PA. So I was just like, forget it. I gave it to the doggone office once again. They was putting dibs in on who wanted to take what. And I was like, here, y'all, just take it. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing I could do. I just took what I could. And again, I'm starting over from scratch. And when you get to that point in your life that you are not attached to things, you are not attached to people's reaction, because who is supposed to be in your life will be in your life. When you get to that point in your life, that's how you know you love yourself, because you trust yourself and you trust God. You trust that everything is going to align the way it's supposed to. You're not schizoid anymore. You're not impatient. You're not worried. You're not, you might be a little concerned, like I might be a little agitated as to the way people move when they're doing their job, because I'm just a now person. I'm just like, when I do things, rather be paperwork, and I hate paperwork, but I'm on it. I take care of it. You know what I mean? Get it out the way. But when I got to start calling around and doing other people's job for them, it becomes a little bit annoying. I'm making calls that they should be making. Anyway, so yeah, I say I'm just rambling, but I say all this to say, guys, when you start loving yourself, you'll start trusting yourself more. You'll stop doubting yourself. You'll start knowing that, okay, if you had to tell somebody no, and this was a person that you really loved and you just don't want to lose them. But if you told them no and you stuck by that no because that's the way you felt about that no, whatever it was that you had to tell them no about, if you start standing up for yourself and it's a little bit fearful because it's different to you, go with it, stick with it, because that is how you know you are becoming a new you. That's how you know you're leveling up. That's how you know you're growing. And that's how you know great things are going to come your way, no matter how dark it may seem at this moment, no matter whatever you're going through at this moment, if you are going through anything. And if you're not going through anything, later on down the line, at some point in your life, you're going to have a little hiccup. That's just life. And it has to come, because if we don't have hiccups in our lives, how are we going to know what we're capable of? How are we going to know how much strength we have? How are we going to know who we really are? What is our character really about? Because see, a lot of people fold under pressure. And that says a lot about who you are. That says a lot about your character. My cousin was telling me, that lives down here. He was, we were discussing what I went through and, with this whole accident thing. And really, I'm coming out of this with nothing. They totaled my car out and I was almost at the end I was leasing it. And basically they taking majority of the money. So I'm barely not really getting much. And I got to make it work, but I'm not tripping. In a sense of, I'm not tripping in a sense of, I didn't just sit here and say, oh my God, what I'm going to do. No, I kept it moving. When I did them interviews, I'm on here right now talking to you, the podcast show I'm keeping what my journey is all about going. I'm not thinking about me right now because I already got love for me. You know what I mean? I want to convince you to have love for you. I want you to know how valuable you are. I want you to know your worth. I want you to know that you can do it and you can surpass anything that comes your way, because I have. My nickname is Living, and it's Living for a reason. They've been calling me that since a teenager where I grew up at. And they still call me that, Living. Because they know I've been through some stuff. And what I do, I get right back up and I keep it moving. Next. Because that's my journey. That's my journey because of what it is that I'm supposed to give to the world. What's my assignment? And everybody's journey lines up with their assignment. And it's when you fight your assignment, that's when life becomes harder. And yes, life has been hard for me because I was fighting it. For a while. I was fighting it for a while. Really, I just started releasing when I started doing the show a couple years ago. I started really being transparent and just letting people know, yo, yeah, it's a struggle out here. And I've been through some shit, but I'm okay. And it makes me feel good every time I'm able to share with you guys, because I know out of one of these countries that's listening right now, and there's a lot of y'all out there listening from country to country. I can't even talk about the states no more. I'm talking countries now. All because I decided to be transparent and to come on and start this podcast show, regardless of my situation, regardless of where I was in life at that time. Regardless of what I've been going through since I started August 13, 2017. I might have missed a couple of weeks here and there, but nevertheless, I fell right back in line. And in the times that I was going through things the most was when I really wanted to do the show, because this is a form of my release. Because why? This is my purpose. So you will know when you're doing your purpose, when you can do your purpose through the darkness. When you can do your purpose and you can forget about what you're going through, but you can go and do whatever you do to encourage someone else. That's how you know it's your purpose and you feel good about it. That's what makes you happy. So, when I got people that might not like what I say, kick rocks. You ain't gotta like me. Because guess what? I love me. I love me some me. What's that song? I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. I think it's I love me some him, but I love me some me, okay? That's where I'm at. And those who can't line up with that and treat me accordingly, kick rocks, as my cousin Buddha says, with open toe shoes. Kick rocks. So when we start looking out to the world, holding our head up high and knowing that we are the bomb.com, no matter what anyone else thinks of us, no matter what or how anybody feels about us, and we don't allow people to treat us any old kind of way, and you check them and let them know, yo, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Or who do you think you're going to do that to? Because you're not doing that to me, or you're not talking to me in that way, or you don't even have to say nothing. At this point, like, I stopped saying stuff. You know what I mean? I think my last episode of saying things was like a couple months ago to someone that I loved very dearly. And I just was like, this is a hurt piece. It's a disappointment. But guess what? I need to stand my ground with this person, and I need to express the way I feel, and I need to let it go. You know what I'm saying? And I need to keep it moving. And when you get to that point and you're okay with it, yes, it did hurt a little bit. It hurt a lot. It was very disappointing. But, at the point that person can't see it or can't acknowledge or whatever like that, and deep in your heart that you have loved that person, or you've been there for that person or whatever like that, it's been a lot of those episodes in my life. But this particular one, it's just like, well, I guess they didn't love me more than I loved me. So therefore, I guess I don't need to be involved with their life, and maybe they don't need to be involved with mine anymore. And sometimes it hurts, guys. It's going to hurt. Some of the people that you really, really love the most, or that you really think have your back, or, it hurts. It really does. But like I said, when you learn to love you, you will realize that people don't have to love you. People don't have to like you, because you are an individual. And God will send the right people along the way that's going to love you and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. She, Mother God, Father God, will. It's just that sometimes it's unfortunate, but we overlook the people that truly love us and that truly have our backs. We overlook them because we're so worried and so concerned about getting the people that are not treating us right to love us and to like us and to treat us right, instead of focusing on those that God has placed in our lives to be a blessing and that's always there for us and always cheering us on. Why? Because we just like, in our minds, we're like, oh, well, they'll always be there. They get me. But I got to work on this person. This person got to understand me. This person and I'm saying understand right now, because it is understand. It's not no overstand. Everybody that know me know I say overstand when you get it. But when it's something that is just like, it's worthless, it's understand. Okay. So you out here trying to get people to understand you, understand your worth, understand your value, when you already have people around you somewhere. I don't care if it's one person. It could be one person. Man, look, it could be your dog or your cat. They get you. They might not be able to have a human conversation with you, but when you come in that door, they like, meow, roof. They coming right up to you. They licking you. They all up underneath you. Hey, if that's the way you got to start, then that's where you got to start. Sometimes we got to eclipse away everybody that's in our lives to have the law of attraction work to bring the right people in our lives. Because sometimes the way we living is so foul that everybody that is a part of our lives and everybody that we are attached to is just no good for us. No good for our growth, no good for our spirit, no good for our soul. And so sometimes you can find yourself with no one in your life. You could find yourself all alone. And you know what I'm going to say to you? Be happy. Be happy. If you are in that place right now where you are like, damn, I'm all alone. I don't have nobody in my life. I don't have no friends. I don't have a love person. I don't have kids. I don't have no one. You could be a parent that got a lot of kids and your kids not even in your life. Your kids is just on about their own life. Anything, be happy, because you know why? Because that is God telling you to be still, and it's time for a new beginning. It's time for a new beginning within yourself, within your tribe, within your friends, within, you leveling up, within what you're doing in life, your career, whatever it is, your purpose. It's time for you to go to the next level in your purpose. It's time for you to embrace your purpose, because sometimes some of us can run away from our purpose. Again, like I was saying earlier, we running so fast and trying to get away from our purpose that sometimes that's what God does. You'll look around and be like, damn, where everybody go? Where did everybody go? They gone. Because it's time for you to be gone. It's time for you to start anew. It's time for you to have a new beginning in your life. And this is why I have learned to embrace when it's time to move, because it's always new. It's exciting. I mean, like earlier on, I used to be like, damn, why? I don't want to move, But now it's like, wow, okay, I learned my lessons. I learned whatever I was here for. This time I was in PA the longest. I've never been in PA this long, basically since my son was born. My son is 21. I was there for 6 years. And you know what my son said? When I said, you know what, I want to go back to Georgia, he was like, you know what, Mom? As much as I want you to stay until I finish this last year, I want you to go, because since you've been back in PA, nothing's been moving. It just hasn't been, prosperous for you. And I think, you need to go back to Georgia, because you're happier there and you're more prosperous there. And as soon as I came 2 days later, bam, I'm right back in the mix. So, but I got a lot out of being in PA. I think this was a season of growth in a different type of way for me. And I acknowledge all the points I had to look over, the last 6 years of my life and see just how much I've grown, and the different people that pretty much fell away from my life, and just all of those things, and just what I've learned. I've learned so much about me. I think this time that I went back for these 6 years was really a time of learning and going deep on loving myself. I really, truly do. And I believe that this is the reason why God put it on my heart to talk about this to you guys, just being back in Georgia, a week now. So I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to try not to, because y'all know when I say that, I go for another 15 minutes. But I just want to say, please check out the links. Check out Wednesdays. I put a show up Wednesday. If you missed last Sunday or whatever, I put the show up for the interviews that I did for the We Buy Black convention I went to last Sunday, and I put it up on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I gotta email all the people. I try to put these pictures up, but some folk don't know how to take pictures, and they were turned all kinds of ways. So I gotta put some more pictures up, but I'm gonna put that link to the page so you can see some pictures. But I have their links for their websites on in the description box. If you just scroll down under Wednesday's podcast show, it's going to say We Buy Black Convention, the entrepreneurs, or something like that. Just when you thought it was over. Yeah, that was the topic, just when you thought it was over. But it's going to say We Buy Black. So please, guys, go check out that show if you didn't already. And definitely support my guests that came on it. That was so nice, and to allow me to talk to them. And I really appreciate them. If they listening, I love you guys, and I will send y'all the links. I will email y'all. It's just been real crazy getting myself together with this whole moving situation. But yes, please go check that out. And I just, I really want y'all to get it and to know that God loves you. I don't know your faith. I'm not here to preach nothing to y'all. Whoever y'all believe in, hopefully it's not the devil. But whatever God you called on, just find strength if you are going through anything. But if you're not going through anything, because I don't want this to seem like, it's just about going through things. Even if you're not going through things, there are still things in our lives, that can be a challenge from day to day. Sometimes you might not really like your job and you might struggle at getting out the bed. Little things like that really can become big things. Just be grateful. Be grateful for where you are right now until you get to where you're going. Be grateful for, the fact that you got breath. You can see another day. You got another chance at life the next day to go at whatever you're going after again, maybe in a different way, maybe with different people, whatever. But you have another chance at life every time you open up your eyes in the morning. And that is more than enough to be thankful for, guys. Trust me when I say it is. And I have a lot of special things so planned. I'm so excited about life right now. I think I'm probably the most excited I've been. It's kind of weird being in the position I'm in, but I really am excited, guys. I'm so excited. I really wish I could share some of the information. The things that's about to go down, but y'all will know when it all comes. Okay. So with all that being said, this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people living everyday life. Yes, as extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And that's all you can ask of yourself. So if you're doing your best, then just, forget the rest. Forget folk. Forget what everybody else got to say about you. Don't worry about them. Worry about you. Worry about what you do. Long as you know you're doing your best. Long as you know that you're giving all positive energy. That's what it's all about. Give that positive energy off so it can boomerang right back to you through people, things, and places and opportunities. Okay, guys? So until next Sunday, I am signing out. I love you guys all across the world. I love you. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesofliving.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.